Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. Today I'm taking a look at the eagerly anticipated Planet X Neptune, their version of the Fall of Cybertron sludge. Now I've been on the fence about the Dinobots for a long time, looking at what Toy World had to offer, Fans Project had to offer, and finally I bit the bullet and jumped on the Planet X train. Let's take a quick look around the box. On the front here we can see we've got what looks to be like Sludge's abdomen with like his abs there. On the side of the box, we've got this same sort of kind of armoured off section like they had with the previous installments. On the back there, we've got a nice kind of 3D artwork there of Sludge, and he looks absolutely phenomenal. In my opinion, he looks nigh on identical to what he did in the game. They pretty much picked him up, ripped him out, and shoved him straight in front of us in toy form. On the side here, we've just got the ages 15 plus and some warnings. Basically, warning, don't choke on your toys. Now let's get him out of the box and see how good he is. Straight out of the box, he comes in this really nice big blister shell. Like the other third-party products, we get a nice tech spec card, and of course, we get a set of easy read instructions. He is out of his plastic prison, and first impressions, he's a lot denser than what I thought he was going to be. The plastic quality is absolutely phenomenal. It's a really thick, really heavy plastic. Extremely good. What an amazing sculpt. Being Planet X, we get the lovely little additions. The little pop-in sections to cover up the screws on the chest. Nice little addition. I'm not going to use mine, I keep those in the baggie, but it's good if you don't like the visible screws. Now my next step is how am I going to display him? He comes with these fantastic looking guns. They look absolutely incredible. He's got two of those, or he's got two of these hammers. I mean, do I display him dual-wielding hammer? Do I display him with one hammer and one gun? I'm thinking I'm going for the hammer option. I love how they've got the translucent plastic there. It's going throughout and it goes all the way through. That's absolutely great, especially if you can catch the light on there. Really glow. Let's just take a 360 view of this figure. I couldn't not give him the guns as well, so I've got those hanging down on his arms whilst he's wielding those hammers. He is just such a beefcake. I absolutely love the dimensions of these. I think that's what was kind of missing. There was just no wow factor for me with the Fans Project or the Toy World. Yes, they were nice, yes, they are aesthetically pleasing, but this guy has taken a huge step away from the norm, and I love what they've done with it. Unfortunately, I don't have a Callius, do I? I now have to try and hunt for one of those. I can't just have this guy. I need the whole set. Taking a closer look at those details, I love the fact they've got all this blue light piping. I'm trying to catch that on camera. This really does glow if you can get the light behind him. I also like how they've got this section all tucked away and hidden nicely. All around the back there. I think that really stores quite well. Minimal kibble. I know you've got the tail sections hanging down, but I can forgive that because it just adds depth and girth to his back. If you go down to the back of the legs, he doesn't have hollow legs. Yes, okay, you can see that it's the dino legs folded in the back there, but it fills out those legs and it makes such a big difference. It's just a stunning piece. I love these shoulder pads as well. They're just really beefy. You can display those how you want and just kind of add some width to those arms. To give you guys an idea of how big he is, here he is with Fall of Cybertron Takara Optimus Prime. Now, I used to have the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, and I was going to go out and buy him again, but to be honest with you, I just don't think it's worth it. Seeing how well they have done with their sludge and their swoop, I'm really hoping they're going to bring us a better version of Grimlock because it was very underwhelming. And I just think with this sort of engineering, they can do a phenomenal job of him. I mean, he's going to stand about a head or so higher than this guy, and it's going to look fantastic. If you're listening, bring us a Grimlock. Now, I personally don't think he looks that bad with the Generations guys as well. Just because of his mass, he actually scales really well. And he's different. He's very unique. He's very up-to-date. He's modern. And I think with the likes of Springer, RC, Sandstorm, I think he's going to fit in really nice. In fact, you know what? No, I'm going to display him with my Generations figures. Let's take a look at his articulation. He's got an up and down movement on the head, left, and right. If you spin it too far around to the back, it does catch on the nose of the dinosaur head. But if we just make sure the head is tucked down slightly, just push down on that head, then there is absolutely no clearance issues there at all. You can even tilt the head back and rotate, and it doesn't catch on the dino head at all. God, I really wish I could capture that light piping. There's eyes just gleam. The shoulders are on this kind of sliding hinge. You can have them set quite low, or you can slide that down and have those up nice and high. I like to have them up fairly high. You can bring these shoulder pad sections round. They're on a nice, tight, stiff joint there. It pretty much goes as far as that, because it then starts to, it just kind of stops here. It kind of hits on there and it stops moving any further. But it looks, oh, I do love it, I do love it. You've got this lovely ratchety movement there. You can get pretty nice poses. You've got a nice swivel at the upper bicep. You've got a nice deep clicking joint on the elbow. Goes nice and straight. You've got a wrist swivel, and you've got the pinned fingers so you can open those up. Now of course there is a set hole on the inside of the hand there, so the weapons slide directly into that circle, which keeps them gripped nice and tight. Come to the front, I've got that gorgeous translucent plastic on the front there. It looks fantastic, absolutely incredible. You've got this lovely waist swivel, goes all the way around, no clicking there, but very, very nice tight joints. You've then got these amazing, oh, sounds so good, clicking ratchets on the legs. Bring up nice and forward. On the back there, no hindrance at all, doesn't hit the back. We have a nice upper knee swivel. We have a double jointed knee. It kind of moves on the inside there, like so. So it's not a great range of motion on the bottom ratchet there, but this one does bend back nicely and gives you a fair bit of clearance between the back section, and the knee pads are on spring-loaded joints. Come down to the toe, you've got a bit of movement forward and back, a slight pivot on there. It may just be my eyes, but I'm sure it does feel like there's a little bit of a pivot, which does give you enough. As it is though, the feet themselves are actually slanted, so it already gives you the impression that the feet are out. I mean, that works for me. You've seen how good he looks standing up. And of course, you have the option to make this a little bit more G1. You've got these hinge sections at the back here. They are on a rotation and a hinge. You can flick this out, pull it up there, rotate it round and up like so. And you can kind of have it sticking out of the back like so. You can do that with both sides and make that a little bit more G1. That's what he looks like with the both up. It's not my cup of tea, but it's all to do with personal preference. I know some guys are going to like the fact that this little Easter egg is included. Now that we've had a good, nice long look at the robot mode, here's of course the transformer. Let's transform him and see how good he looks in that dino mode. First couple of steps to the transformation. We want to just open up this flap here and this flap here, and we'll just move the head out of the way. And if you look inside there, these two shoulder sections are actually tabbed in. Pop it out, and as you pop it out, you can slide it down and then peg it back into that second hole there. If you head down and out of the way, we can keep this back panel here shut. Pull this one over as well and click that into place, closing up the back section. Then come round to these tail sections. You want to extend that, click it into place, bring it forward, and as you bring it forward, we want to rotate it round, and that then sits over and covers up the head nicely, and they just peg in together and tab at the top, and you can pull that all the way forward like so. And then you can bring those forward, and they are going to form the hind legs. Applying a little bit of pressure to the fist, they're on quite a slow slider, and they'll plug in there and hide away nicely underneath that foot. Now if you had the shoulders sitting in the low down position, what you're going to need to do, you're going to need to rock those up so they're in the high position. Otherwise, when you go to put the front legs down, the back legs are going to be a lot longer. Moving it up to the next notch makes the legs perfectly level and makes it a lot easier to pose. I'm going to grab the inner dino leg, just rotate that round to the outside of these legs, and you've got this small kind of pivoted section here. You're going to rotate that round to the outside, and if you look, there's a male and female connector on this side and on this side. Pressure just inside the kneecap there. You want to move the bottom swivel as opposed to the top one. So you're going to move this whole section down, and down again, like so. And then you can start rotating that knee, and basically it's going to bring up this foot section to the torso. So bring that in and plug that in like so. You can then go around to that male and female connector, just line them up, and you're just going to push those together like so. Come to Neptune's underside. You want to move the the knee pads down. You then want to come underneath the chest section, just pry that up. That's on a kind of pivot hinge. Once it's up, you can rotate it round. As you rotate it round, this little tab here, what you want to do when that's down, as you bring the chest section over, that tabs in here, and also tabs in on that section there. So we can bring that in, tab that in, and peg that in. And that secures the whole neck section into place and stops it wiggling around. So and push. There we go. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Absolutely fantastic toy. Now looking at the instructions, there are a few weapon placements. You can flick open these back sections here, have them up like so, have that up like so, and we can take our hammer, and that can slide down into the back section like so, and then these can just tab either side of it like so. So you can have the hammer stored on the back, we can have the guns on the legs there. Unfortunately, it only appears to be one storage for one hammer, but if we've got the Dinobots all together, due to the fact these are just a standard peg, we could fit any of our Fall of Cybertron weapons on any of our Fall of Cybertron figures. So we could even bring little tiny Prime in here, and he could pop the weapon in his hand, and we could have him, say, riding a dinosaur. I mean, really, would Optimus Prime ever ride a dinosaur? Michael Bay. Now, if you look here, where we store the hammer section, the hammer just slides in there and it comes out the back here. There's a little section here which is cut out. Somebody asked, would it be possible to store a kind of Diaclone figure in there? I think so. I mean, he may be quite high for him, but he could probably stand there, I reckon. I don't have a Diaclone figure to hand, but I do have a Target Master, and yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Now let's have a look at all that lovely, lovely dino articulation. The head moves left and right. The jaw and the upper section do actually open up, giving him a really nice biting stance there. The neck lifts at the base there. Now that we've secured this section in here, this doesn't flap around. You come down to the legs, they go out, in, all the way around. There's a swivel at the lower calf as well, and of course you've got that bend at the knee. The back legs, oh, I love these. They also, of course, swivel and bend at the knee, and of course you can pull them out and kind of locate them further down, but again, as you pull this joint down, the stance then becomes uneven, so it's designed to be set back like so. The tail doesn't move, it is in one locked position, although there is a little bit of play in there due to these hinges here, so you can move it slightly up and down, but it's designed to be in a static pose. But I mean, this guy just looks absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping that the camera is picking up the detailing and the paint applications on him. I think that's what we're missing with some of these third parties, is paint applications, and they've done an amazing job. I mean, I just love the red highlights. I love how they've brought out these sections on the arms, and I still can't get over though that blue they've used. It is outstanding. Really, really do love this piece. I'm so glad I got it. I really, really am. Fantastic. Now, where would you display this guy? I think he's probably a little bit too small for the masterpiece, but perfect for the Generations Classics line. In my opinion, he fits in perfectly. Thanks ever so much to the guys over at Robot Kingdom for getting this guy shipped out to me. The shipping is extremely reasonable and super quick. If you'd like to see more pictures of this guy, I will be uploading a full photo gallery to my Facebook page, which I shall link in the description below once it's finished. And from myself and the almighty Planet X Neptune, thanks for watching guys. Until next time, goodbye.